All right, everybody, good afternoon. We're here today to mark what I believe is to be an extremely important addition to our Waipahu Convenience Center. We've installed cameras that are accessible 24/7 on YouTube so that people who need to come to the convenience center here can check on the line and make sure that they're not going to be sitting in a line that goes all the way up to Farrington Highway. Our convenience center out in Waianae also has one of these cameras, but to talk about what went into this, the work that went into this, and the impact it's going to have on our community, I'd like to introduce Director Roger Babcock of the Department of Environmental Services.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks everyone for joining us today. We as part of trying to make things work better for the public in terms of delivering things to our convenience center drop-off, then we to address long lines that sometimes occur at this facility, we've installed a streaming camera, and it's just up there on the pole behind me, and it streams all the time on YouTube, so it's available for residents to look at and figure out when the lines are long or when there's no line. And we've been looking at it. It's been up for a couple of weeks now, I think, and I watch it all the time. And sometimes there are long lines, but there's only certain times of the day. Like today, right now, there's no line at all. So this offers a way for the public to figure out what's the best time to come and whether they should delay their trip here and come at a little bit later time. We also, as Ian mentioned, we also have one of these out at Waianae, and our plan is that we'll have them at all of our convenience centers in the future. So thank you. Now we're gonna
We're going to do questions at the end. Let's go through the three people we have with us today. When people have to sit in this line, I don't believe that they call Dr. Babcock to complain. I think they call our elected officials to complain about how long this line is. So Councilmember Brendan Elefante represents this area, and he's here with us today to talk about how great it is to have these.
Thank you, Ian. Aloha, everyone. This is an awesome day. I want to thank Director Babcock and his team from Environmental Services and also the previous administration who we worked with to introduce Resolution 20-292, which establishes to look at measures or ways that we can improve the long lines here at the Waipahu Convenience Center, also known as the Waipahu Dump, as we like to call it. But it's not a dump. It's an area where people could throw their opala away in an area to mitigate impacts to the environment. And one of the suggestions from the resolution was to take a look at surveillance cameras. As Director Babcock mentioned, we have it right over here to give the community an idea of how long the wait lines were. I was just talking to some of the employees here today. They said that the line was quite long earlier this morning, but it's obviously, as you can see here, there's no line. So hopefully that can help with residents as they plan their day. And I really want to thank Mayor Blangiardi for his leadership, for getting us to this point. This is absolutely an innovative idea, and hopefully we can implement the other types of solutions. It could be like a ticket-based system. We hope to do this at our other convenience centers throughout our island. I don't know, with Director Babcock and Mayor Blangiardi, they really listen to the community. And that's what this is all about. Collaboration, communication, and working together. So thank you again.
And finally, we're going by Mayor Blangiardi.
I mean, what is left to say? So what I want to say, though, in all sincerity, is this what happens when you have an elected official who really cares and has a passion for his community, and some really caring people that I'm proud to have on my team with the innovation and the know-how to just bring us into the 21st century here at the Convenience Center, and hopefully a great service for our public. So I'm very proud of Brandon, and thank you for the acknowledgement. Love Dr. Babcock because this is a man that has many good ideas, and nothing but good ideas. So we thank you all for being here today. We're very proud and pleased to be able to do this for our local residents, and because that's I guess it's been a really inconvenient to have long lines, and people's time is precious trying to get to the dump, and hopefully this makes life a whole lot better. So thank you. With that, I guess we'll take any questions. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, have you ever had to wait in an hour-long dump line? And would you
Yes, I have, but I don't know if I have the technical capacity to find it on YouTube, but no, I have done that before in another life. And yeah, it takes time, and you sit there and you go like half a day just to get rid of this stuff, you know? So I think hopefully this is really going to help people, because I think with the way life is today, time is everybody's most precious commodity, it seems. And so when you've got to do something like this, if you could do it as efficiently as possible, I think it's a big win. I really do. Okay, going to address the security issue.
I believe it's not. There's no recording. It's just a video stream. So that right. My IT folks are nodding. Yes. So it's not for security purposes. And to get to the YouTube link, you can go to our website, ENV's website, and you can see there's two links there. One for here and one for Waianae this time.
I was struck by the fact you said you watch it all the time. You know, Scott, we got to talk to this guy and tell him there's other things on television, you know, but I love knowing that he's watching it all the time. I think it's a major responsibility. I mean, you know, I heard Councilmember Elefante talk about people's Opala, and there's some that we just naturally collect. But at the end of the day, it's the proper disposal of that. So we're very interested in doing anything and everything we possibly can to keep our neighborhoods as clean as possible, to show the pride and respect of a community. That said, there's only so much elected government can do in that equation. We also need the people of a community to take responsibility, and I see it all the time. It gives me great pride because it's one of the wonderful things about our neighborhoods. But the people have to help as well. We do things like this to let them know, to show them that we care as well. We're all in this together. You know, I'll let Dr. Babcock answer that, but I would tell you, I love the fact that we're able to take technology and marry it to, you know, people's convenience tied to a function like this. I think it's just one more step we're taking into the 21st century. So I think it's very cool, personally.
Yeah, and I think, Councilman, you might want to mention about how this is really designed to reduce the illegal dumping, which is a big problem in the district.
Yeah, so I'll just also say that this will reduce illegal dumping, which Director Bob Babcock mentioned. But I'll also defer to him if you want to talk more about the long-term plan, which this administration and working with the council is looking at a convenience center further down the road, which the council just approved the public infrastructure map to have more spaces. You can see it's very limited in spaces here, but more spaces for people to be able to dump their household items too. But I don't know if you want to talk more about that.
So in terms of just the convenience issue, we will be rolling this out to the rest of our facilities. There's slightly different issues at each facility of where we can put cameras and whether there's streaming, internet service available, and some issues like that. Some of our locations are a little more remote. I think we'll be rolling out more information about our newer Waipahu facility that we're building here. We'll incorporate several kind of different things, including other recycling activities that we do. This is mostly just kind of a transfer facility, a drop off, and then that is transferred for just further processing and H-power and stuff like that. But we're going to have a bigger facility here in the future, and we'll be talking more about that later once we get it formalized.
Well, I think we're doing a lot of work there now that way, and it's one of the first things we did tackle with the DMVs, and more to come. Yes, as I just said a moment ago, anytime that we can use technology to further our efforts to serve the public better, I can promise you we're going to do that. I think our administration is very focused on that. Mark Wong's not here today. In fact, as it is, I feel like I'm the third guy in a press box because I think that Councilmember Elefante and Dr. Babcock are all you need for this. But no, we want to do that kind of stuff. We think it's the responsible thing to do, and hopefully it makes, like as I've said a couple of times today, life easier for people. This is purely in the best interest of serving our public. How about at your house? Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Dr.
I'm not sure-
Babcock.
I'm not sure about it.
I,
Yeah.
you know, this is what happens. I get over here. I'm totally superfluous to this interview, but these guys got it all handled. So you know, you got to just get that from me. But it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, in addition to cameras, cameras can work for something like this. Another thing that works is an appointment system, right? So we have that in some of our other facilities, and we're also talking about doing that at the convenience center and some of our other drop-off facilities where you can make an appointment and then you go to the front of the line for your appointment. So we're kind of like with bulky item pickup now. It's all by appointment, and that's been really effective, at least you know, and so people can get that service when they need it, and we're not running around trying to, you know, looking for others. So something like that could be another way to assist. And I'm not sure. Do you have any ideas? I think that. You know, it's very small. I think for a camera. So about $1,000 for the entire implementation at this location. Not very much.
And I just might add one thing. The cameras today, as you well know, are really pretty cool. And they can do a whole lot. So the cost factor is really hidden by the technology. The technology is incredible for what you get for today's money. We're going through that right now in our installation of cameras in Chinatown. So we're feel very good about this. And I just want to congratulate all of you. You've now asked more questions on this camera than the last rail press conference I did. So I know we must be on the right track. Okay? All right.